What is up, everyone? So I'm gonna be doing a replacement for this part right over here. I'll tell you why once again. So this Civic has a particular damaged turbo EGR actuator solenoid valve. I think that's what it's called. As you can see, it's really literally next to where you put the hood latch. So what happened is that this car has been involved in a fender bender, so it cracked everything. So this is my getter rig before all the pins. So this pin was actually I put a homemade pin, as you can see. I drilled it and I made it work at a certain period of time. But anyway, this causes lights to turn on, as far as engine light, of course, hill assist light, traction light, pretty much the Christmas tree lights. It's like different kinds of lights inside the gauge cluster. So I know because when I did this mod right here, it actually all the lights went away. But anyway, so this is the bad part. We're going to be replacing it with a brand new. You cannot buy this actually at a Honda dealership. They want you to buy the whole thing, including the charger, pretty much everything. This whole unit, including the charger, everything. They sell it for over $1,000, I think. So this is a Honda part. I got it used from a newer Civic. So this is that piece that broke off, the one on top. Let's see here. I think there's a part number here. There it is. There's the part number right over there. So if you ever have an EGR solenoid valve turbocharger goes out, this is that piece that you need to replace. So Honda doesn't sell it separately. So what we need to do now is remove everything on top to get access to this guy right over here, because this is a spring loaded, or it's not spring loaded, but there's a tension to this that pulls it back and forth. And that is pretty tough and to get to, so we're gonna have to remove everything on top, and then we'll start right over there. So there are 4 bolts removing the intake manifold. So the last bolt that I'm trying to remove is right underneath this this inlet right here for the intake. I mean the inlet for the charger. It's literally underneath it. You can see where my socket is at. It's hard to tell, but it's underneath this piece right over here. Alright, so there's 4 of them. One underneath this manifold, this inlet, and then one right over here. You can see them. You can see all of them. So there's 4 total. They're all 12 millimeters. It's 12 millimeters. You don't need to completely remove it, but you can. I mean, you know, the heat shield. So to get to this piece right over here, I just put everything aside. I don't need to remove it because it's very tight over there. Let's see here. Take a 210 mil and then remove this O2 sensor. You want to unplug this piece because if you don't, you're going to twist all the wire. Okay? So press all the little tabs on it. Okay. Release the little tab right here in the back. And then just get a socket for this. I'll be right back. So there's a 210 millimeter over here on the corner, and then a 12 millimeter right over there. Put all the bolts in there. Oh, and now to get to the actuator, I got it cleared already. There it is. There it is. Everything is tightly packed in here. So let's remove it. But first, see the nut. Make sure that you remember the orientation. It says right over there how many threads. One from the beginning, 1, 2, 1, 2, almost 3. So just count the threads. Okay, so now let's remove this piece right over here. So basically, once you remove all the bolts, 4 of them, it's a tiny little T bolt, so it's very small. I think it's a 3 millimeter. I use a 3M to remove the little bolts. So once you take it out and just pull this up. Anyway, you got to remember the orientation. This is the one that's really important. Okay, when you take it out. So let's put it on. So here is the new one. They both have the same part number on the back. So too bad Honda doesn't sell this separately, which, you know, in case like this. So this is a used one. You can tell by where we got it online. So it's a real Honda part. You want to use Honda part on this, you know, if you can find a used one. All right. Once again, everyone. So just remember the orientation. Sorry, remember the orientation on this. I had like almost 3, maybe 2.5 of the thread sticking out. Okay. Okay. Just in case, because I've never removed this before. So that's that. That's a 10 mil. And then take out the rest. And then this guy right here. I'm tempted to count the threads. So what I'm going to do is I'm tempted to count the threads. So I'm going to have to count the threads just in case. I don't know if it's just defaulted to that height, so I just want to be sure, and so I don't mess up the, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna remove it a lot. So I don't know if it makes any difference, but I did count it 15 threads, more or less 15. I'm gonna have to remove it. So I put it back close to where it is. There you go. Ready to put it on. Alright, so we'll put everything back in order. EGR is on, solenoid is on. Clipped everything on. So let's put back this sucker first. Why would they open? So let's go ahead and reset the engine light. So as you can see, all the lights are kind of on. Emission system problem, brake system problem. So those are the things that you're seeing. Brake hold system problem. Those are the things that you're seeing when you have that problem with ignore that airbag. That's just something I need to fix. So anyway, and then the vehicle stability VSA is on, power steering is on. So that's what happens when you have that EGR valve solenoid going out. That, at least that's my issue. So I'm going to reset it right now. Add to that, it's also the hill assist is also on. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to reset it. So that's the code that I was getting. It says there's two of them, but it's the same thing. Boost control position sensor. It's too high, whatever it is. So let's reset it. Yes. Okay. Turn it back off. Now, as you can see, it turned off. So anyway, that's how you fix your valve EGR solenoid turbo thing going on in there. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, God bless, and until next time, please sub if you can. Bye.